Our next question is on the topic of racial justice. Racial justice has reemerged as a political topic, particularly after George Floyd's death this summer in Minnesota. What is the role of government to address and eliminate racial disparities? This question first goes to Mr. Rainwater.
Thank you. We can start by decriminalizing cannabis and getting people out of jail and out of prison who are simply there because they possessed a plant. We can also start being more aware of the disparities in regulations and laws that adversely affect minorities and minority opportunities. And most of these things, again, are government related, because when government oversteps its bounds, it usually does so in a way that adversely affects the minority community. And we can fix that by having a governor who is actually working on that himself. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll turn now to Dr. Myers.
This is a big issue. We saw the demonstrations, the vast majority of them peaceful this summer as a result of the George Floyd murder. We know that we need criminal justice reform. We need body cams and dashboard cams in every vehicle. We need that footage uploaded to the cloud. We need bias training for all of our officers as a routine part of their training. We need oversight of that very small percentage of officers that don't follow policy, where accusations have been made. You know, the vast majority of our officers do exactly as they're supposed to, and they know that this small percentage is hurting the reputations of the profession. And yes, we do need decriminalization for simple possession, and we need to make sure that we legalize medical marijuana in the state and apply our laws fairly and equally. We know today that African Americans and Caucasians use substances at about the same rate, but we don't get arrested at the same rate. We get arrested 3 and 4 times as much.
Thank you. Governor Holcomb?
Yeah, let me just say very quickly that on a previous question concerning international trips, those aren't taxpayer funded. That comes out of a foundation and private sector dollars. And the good news is we have tripled our foreign direct investment in the state of Indiana. That's called onshoring. On this topic that was just raised, we are bringing in a third party to do a review of every agency. Simultaneously, after the election, I will appoint the first ever cabinet level chief officer of inclusion and opportunity and equity, the CEIOO. That's a mouthful. But they will be in charge of making sure that we remove any barriers, that we remove any hurdles, and address those gaps. Economic empowerment will go a long way, but we need to be looking at housing, transportation, health outcomes, all the above, including our training, the ILEA, the way that we train our officers, and we will have body cams come next year.
Thank you. We have a rebuttal from Mr. Rainwater.
Thank you. The governor of the state of Indiana should be personally responsible for making sure that state government is inclusive and is not derisive. He should not be hiring a commission to come in, spending your tax dollars. He should not be adding bigger government, a new cabinet position, somebody else who can do part of his job for him so that he doesn't have to do it. He should be doing that himself. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a rebuttal from Dr. Myers.
Yes, I don't want the state to hire a CEIOO. I'm going to make sure that all of my agency heads have this at the top of their agenda from day one, in addition to accomplishing the goals for their agency. You know, perhaps my opponent needs someone to help him understand the issues of fairness and equity. I've lived in this state for many years. I've been under siege on occasion because of race. I understand what fairness and equity is all about, and it'll be a priority for my administration to make sure that we have all of the fairness and equity that the state can get.
Thank you. We have a rebuttal from Governor Holcomb.
Yeah, I just think it's important to note also that it is a team effort. And that's the way we approached every tough issue over the last 4 years. And it will be the same collaborative, consensus-building effort come the next 4 years if I'm here. And that means we're going to have to continue to work with county prosecutors. It means we're going to have to continue to work with county sheriffs. It means we're going to have to continue to work with the General Assembly. We'll lead it for the executive branch, and we've made a lot of progress. I just want the state of Indiana to be a model for 49 others to look at.